Dumelang, and welcome to Mummy Diaries. This show is about parenting, motherhood, and this amazing journey ya hodisa bana ba rona. On today's show, it's quite different. Every time when I'm sitting, it's always chilling with moms.
Really?
You know, it's like always moms, parents, fathers. But now you are on the other side.
Yeah, I'm the Gen Z.
You're the
Yeah,
Gen Z. Yeah. How are you, Tando?
I'm good. I'm just, a bit like, oh my gosh, I'm here. But how are you though?
Today I'm good.
Mhm.
Yesterday I was not.
What happened? What happened yesterday?
It was the first. Paying people is tough.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
I get you.
people must be paid, but making the payment.
Just basically the amounts coming out of your balance. Just seeing it drop is the frustrating part.
Painful. Yeah, I went through pain mob. I when I say how it decrease, and like debit orders going off, and it's like it was. But today I accepted my situation. It is what it is.
You're just a girl at the end of the day. Yeah.
How is life? Who is Tando? Where are you from?
Ooh, so who's Tando? So Tando is a girl that comes from a small town, Ermelo in Mpumalanga. I don't know if you guys have heard it.
Yes, I've heard of it.
You've heard of it?
Yeah.
Thank you. People are like, wait.
They don't know Emelo.
They don't know.
They're acting.
Yeah. So I'm based here in Joburg because of school. So I studied in UJ, graduated last week actually.
Ooh.
So yeah. So right now I'm just based here. I'm still working. So I'm originally here.
Yeah. And growing up, how was that? Like, how was growing up for Emelo?
So at my childhood before the Big Bang.
Yeah, before the Big Bang. Yeah.
I mean, my childhood was pretty simple. I'm a firstborn. I have 3 younger brothers, so it was always you're supposed to do this as a girl, and I wouldn't say it was that complicated. I was just a very shy kid growing up. Yeah, if you could ask anyone in my primary school, be like, who's Tando? That girl used to cry in class, that's me. Yeah, it was only in high school, I think it was a boost. Maybe it's because the girls I was with, but yeah.
Yeah, and high school has that thing of giving you the confidence. Because when I was in primary school, I was just like quiet, believe it or not. But in high school, when you start realizing, actually, I'm pretty.
Like, I'm not saying.
Actually, I'm hot.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, confidence in you start finding yourself.
I think transitioning from primary school to high school, it was always that thing, you're going to change in high school. And I was so afraid of changing. And then when it happened, I'm like, what was I afraid of again? It was like, what's going on?
Yeah. And you grew up with who?
I grew up with my grandparents, basically. Yeah. So it's weird when I explain to everyone else. My parents stay in the same town, but I grew up with my grandparents in the same house, if that makes sense.
Same town?
But
you grew up with your grandparents in a different house?
Yes.
And how was your relationship with them? Your grandparents and your parents?
My parents. Okay, so my grandparents are my everything. I love them to death. So with my parents, it was literally a in and out type of thing. So I knew that my dad every week would come see me, even with my mom. But I was mainly with my grandparents. Grandparents have a whole chicken coop at the back, garden there. So it was very nice because I'm just like an animal person because of my grandparents. Yeah.
And how's school? How's UJ? Because obviously I'm older than you, and it's amazing. With the work that I do, I spend a lot of time with younger people, and social media has also made us realize my 2000 are very different from us.
We're clocking tea. Do you know the trend though? The clock it trend. So if I'm gonna say a statement like I just said, you just clock it at the end. Just clock it like this.
If I don't agree with it, I don't clock.
Yes. Okay. So if you agree with something, you're clocking it.
And if I'm happy for you, I clock it.
Yes.
Okay.
Like did you see that?
Hey, you guys have so much energy. What I'm saying is that the beauty of it is that as a mom, obviously my child is 2000, so I'm raising 2000.
Yeah.
And you guys live in a different time completely, with everything that's happening in the world, with social media and all of that. You guys are a different breed.
Yeah.
So what I like about you guys is you guys are very much open in terms of communicating your emotions, being honest. Well, I know you guys lie a lot as well, but I'm just saying, when I see a lot of content from you guys, Labu, I don't like this.
There
you go.
Yes! We basically stand our ground,
You stand your ground.
Yeah.
How is school? Because now in my time, school was different. Like, for me, when I moved to Joburg, it was a culture shock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm from Bloemfontein. I went to study go AVDA. And when I got there, everybody was, not everybody, but most of them were smoking.
Oh.
Girls were smoking.
Yeah.
It must be in
the corner.
At the time, it looked bad. Like only, sorry to say this, only the colored community was fine with girls smoking. But you will die if your parents see you smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
When I got there, people were free, different hairstyles. And I was like, oh my God, where am I?
Is this the life?
Yeah.
The same thing with me. I think when I explain it to people, moving from a town to the city, where there's now city girls and now baddies, you're just like, whoa. But I think the biggest one was how everyone like interacts. Because as soon as I meet up with someone who's new, immediately we're supposed to share our social media handles. And for me, it was a bit different. I'm like, I have to now explain to this person now, you know? That was the transition. Other than that, it was my aim to leave home. I'm like, I cannot do a gap year. If I'm going to do a gap year, I'm running away from home. So Joburg had to happen for me. Yeah.
Why Joburg?
It was originally supposed to be Cape Town, but my dad was like, it's too far, so Joburg. I'm like, okay, cool. As long as I am out of Mpumalanga, that was the plan for me. But as soon as I got to Joburg, interact, it was just the part where I'm supposed to share my social media details, because now I'm just like, now I have to explain my whole status to an 18-year-old. You get that? Yeah.
And how I got to know about you, not always, but I think I'm always on TikTok.
Yeah.
And for some reason, my algorithm, or my algorithm, I saw you, and the video was about you were taking ARVs. So you're talking about the pills that ARVs, and I was very much interested in your story, not because but the way you said you were born with it, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm very much intrigued in your story. What made you be open like that? Because you are here because of you opened up about it. What made you open up about your status like that?
I've always been in the content space. Before this, it was like body positivity is a whole nother thing. But I think when I found out about my status, it was in matric 2021, like around June. So I was like, okay, cool. I still want to do content, but do I want to lie to people that I don't have it? It was basically keeping my status like inside was killing me more, because I grew up with my grandparents. My grandparents were very strict on the fact that no one was supposed to know that I was drinking pills. Even before me finding out I was drinking ARVs, because I was told I was drinking pills for kidney stones, it was very strict that no one's supposed to know I'm drinking pills. So I guess keeping that in was like irritating.
Fast. Let's track it back. Let's track it back to how you found out that you have HIV.
Oh, okay. So how I found out was like a step-by-step thing, if that makes sense. So I've been drinking pills. I was told this for kidney stones. And then I think it was...
The entire time.
The only time I can recall was when I was 9. I started properly taking my pills. I was told this for kidney stones. And then it was small things like life science. We were studying about kidney stones, and I was trying to match my symptoms to kidney stones. And that didn't make sense. And then when I got home and Googled exactly like, what am I drinking? That's when HIV-1, HIV-2 type of medication came up. And then even then when I was Googling, I was like, no way. There's no way I'm HIV positive, So I just closed that. But how I found out was that I kept on pressuring my grandparents, my parents to tell me why. And they kept on going around the corners until they had to say, okay, no, the reason you're taking pills is because you were born with it. So it was like that.
So for someone who doesn't understand, if you were born with it, it means what?
Okay,
it means
so
your mom was not taking ARVs when she was pregnant.
Yes. So my mother found out when she was pregnant that she was HIV positive. I think it was her amount of virus in her body was really high to the point that it could transfer to me. There's like there's 3 ways you can get it if it's like mother to child transmission. It's either through birth or breastfeeding. With me, I'm not sure how I got it, but because my mother breastfed me for 6 months and then she had to go to another job. So it's either birth or breastfeeding.
So if you are taking your ARVs when you're pregnant, it does stop. So it was unfortunate that she found out when she was pregnant.
I'm not really sure with the timeline, but because I was born in 2003, so she probably found out 2002. I don't know if there were medications to stop mother and child transmission, so she found out there. But if you are HIV positive and you are taking ARVs, it's very possible for you to give birth to an HIV negative child. Yeah. And even breastfeeding, we even still breastfeed.
Yes. And how did you feel when you found out that when you finally accepted? Because I guess you were like in denial about it, but there's absolutely no way. When you found out, how did you feel?
I was in shock. I was like, what does this mean? Can I be in a relationship with someone? Can I live long? Because before even me finding out with my pills, it used to be because my grandparents were strict when it comes to me drinking my pills. They would always call me in and let me drink my pills until I think I was around 14. They were like, you're old to drink your pills. Since I didn't know why I was drinking my pills, I wouldn't drink my pills. I think when I found out, that's when I was like, okay, cool. I need to be serious about my health or else I'm gonna, have AIDS. At the time, I was not even aware there's a difference between AIDS and HIV. I was just in shock, like, I don't want to die.
And before that, you were a healthy child. the entire time?
I mean,
never really you were not sick.
I was sick. So looking back, those were the signs, I guess, because when I would default and not take my pills, I would just be sick immediately. So those were like the small signs. If I look back, I'm like, okay, there were signs that I was positive. I just didn't know. Yeah, before finding out, I was pretty healthy, but you could tell that, okay, my immune system is a bit weaker than other kids.
Mm-hmm. And then you were still taking the pills when you were, so when you're off the pills, you get sick.
Yes. So I don't know what they called it. With my symptoms, I started developing some nausea. That's when that's when I would see that, okay, my pills, I'm not taking them. That's when my grandparents would see I'm not taking my pills. Because it's hard as a black parent or just as grandparents to force a 9-year-old to drink pills. Because my transition was them crushing my pills into a powder, then putting on food, and then to actually forcing me now to actually seeing, okay, Tando's now throwing her pills in the toilet because she doesn't want to drink. It was a whole thing until I had to drink them, you know?
And then now in your adult life, you coming out about your status, you now being very much aware of what's happening, you doing your research. How is that journey and how has that journey been for you?
Okay. So when I first started coming out and just starting off my videos, it was like a cry for help, if I may say, because I was not allowed to talk about it. And I really love content. I was like, I have to mix the two. So I really risked it and posted that video. And then from that video, from a cry of help, people started commenting saying this is what they're also going through. And they started mentioning things like CD4 count, viral load. That's when I also started to research. Like, okay, cool. So I have a CD4 count, which is like the amount of white cells that protect your body from the virus. Then viral load is the amount of the virus that's in you. So the more I started researching, I started also understanding, okay, I cannot control the fact that I have HIV, but I can control it in terms of drinking my medication and being a responsible adult and disclosing. Those are the things I'm like, okay, let me focus my energy on that. And from that, content just started going. And I think right now, I wouldn't say I don't think you fully accept things, but you look at it from a different perspective. You know, you don't dwell on the fact that you have it. Just like, okay, I have it. What am I eating next? Like, what's going on? You know, life just keeps on going on. Yeah.
And how did your mom feel about you coming out on social media? Because I can only imagine that how she's older. Obviously, I'm sure that she wanted to keep it to herself. Did you speak to her first before you started talking? Hey.
That's what I'm saying, Cindi. The thing is,
I'm not giving you this.
You're not. You should give me this. Let me explain. So, like I mentioned, my family was very strict on the fact that I'm not allowed to tell anyone. That, I think, destroyed me more, keeping it in, because I'm in high school now. You know, we're in LO. LO class is the old textbook about how you get HIVs through a blesser. And then in high school, like, oh my gosh, people know it's me, you know. I'm like alone, and I'm just like, I can't be the only one going through this. I have to talk it out. So when I posted the video, I literally posted it and then went to my grandparents' place. I don't know how my mom found out. She saw the video firsthand the minute I posted it. And I stood my ground. I was like, I'm not deleting it. And
she said,
she was just, I think her fear was more, I'm trying to protect you. I know how like mean people can get when it comes to HIV. And I was like, this is what I want to do. I don't know what I'm doing exactly, but let this be. It took her a while to accept it because when I came out, I also outed my parents.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's now it would make them look like they were not responsible enough to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So because it's still a bit tricky for even my grandparents and my parents because it's a different generation. They're just like, why on TikTok? Why must you cry on TikTok? What's the point of that? I'm just like, it makes sense for me because it's my journey, you know? With them, they're still a bit like, why? But it's sad because when they explain it that they don't want me to talk about it, it's also reflecting on them that they don't want to be judged. It just shows how deep the stigma is. Yeah,
you're right. Especially because of, like you're saying, we come from two separate different generations. And I remember when I found out about HIV, like, you know, those churches where around us. So
okay,
we wear like saparo and stuff. So at the time, when we started knowing about HIV, AIDS.
Yes,
You know, lack of knowledge, lack of education. And I remember people were so in denial about it.
Yeah.
This lady in our Kozonu Nzarona, she stayed with a beautiful couple. You know, that couple in like a big room.
Ooh.
They used to walk together to the shops.
The
to go
cutesy
buy
one.
The cutesy one.
Yeah.
You know, they made it look like, oh, one day now wants a boyfriend.
Yeah.
So big room, my man. And then I think the guy found out that he's HIV and he killed himself. And then the lady Asala and the lady got sick. like very sick to the point where it was like 8 now. And because of they were in denial, no, I see 8 when
things like that. Yeah.
And it was long ago, not even 2003. I'm sure it was like
the 90s,
yes.
80s. Okay.
So fine. And I remember now as a church, we have to go to this house
and
to
pray.
to go to take for prayers. So me, I went because I used to play drums at my church. So I had no choice but to, wherever the elders are going,
you must be there.
I must be there because I'm the one who's playing the drums. And we get there, she's sleeping on the bed, very sick. And deep in there. And then I'm looking and I'm having a conversation with myself. I'm like, no matter how much we can round this woman and plead the blood of Jesus, she's sick. She needs pills.
Yeah.
But at that time, there was no social media for education.
Yeah.
It was just that you will get AIDS and you will get it from a boyfriend and you will get it from
whoever
or from having multiple partners, and therefore it will kill you
immediately.
So now I'm trying to put myself in your mom's shoes and your dad's shoes, whereby I understand being worried about the judgment, because the judgment would be, why is she was not responsible enough for her to do her own research and things like that. And I also put myself in your shoes, because now it's a different generation altogether, and I can only imagine how your videos are helping people out there with you are more relatable than me speaking to a nurse.
Yes, basically.
You know what I mean? Because you have it, you've lived with it, and now I'm like, okay, cool. If she can, I can. So I'm trying. I totally understand where both of you are coming from, because it's two different
things,
generations, and I understand why she would feel like you outed her, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's really sad, because when we were having the conversation with my parents, it was things like, what if you don't get a job anymore because your status is out there, or things like, what if someone's going to treat you differently? And it's basically, if I'm being stigmatized, and I'm just looking at them, I've been stigmatized before and I'm still going to be stigmatized. It's so sad that their concerns was more of what do people say, because it was so deep that day when they found out,
Yeah. And have you been through therapy?
For black people, there's not therapy. You keep going,
ChatGPT.
Yes, that's show me. That's show me. You keep going until you figure it out as well.
But mentally, how are you? Like, do you have moments where you feel not sorry for yourself, but where you feel like sad for whatever reason? Because also we live in a world where it's tough. Anxiety, depression.
Yeah.
But do you sometimes feel sad and feel sorry for yourself?
I do. I don't ever want to push the idea that, okay, I'm positive, I'm happy with my life. It's not nice. If I were to be negative, I would. Trust me, But I think I'm still just trying to, because I went through a very traumatic thing when I was defaulting. I think that's the video. So when due to circumstance, I couldn't receive my medication, which resulted in the amount of virus in my body really going really high. I think that was my darkest moment, because your body goes through a lot, and at the time mentally you really think that, okay, I am either in the 8th stage or my body is really going through a lot. I think that was the darkest moments of my life. And also disclosing. So disclosing is when you tell another partner you have HIV. Those are the two things that will literally break you down, because someone who's HIV negative has the right to say, okay, thank you for disclosing, but I cannot be in a relationship with you. That's their rights. I always say that. But obviously rejection sucks. It's painful, but I think that's my responsibility as an adult to disclose,
Of course,
yeah. That's how I see it.
And then when you were defaulting, you feel sick.
You don't feel sick. It's so there's being stigmatized, and then when you stigmatize yourself, I think I was just adding on to the stigma that, okay, cool, I'm losing the weight because now I have HIV. It was a panic, basically me panicking, just trying to drink my pills and also not trying to focus on the fact that a lot going on with my body, the amount of virus in my body was really high. I think that was the darkest time of my life where I'm just okay, the pills, I need the pills now.
Oh, so you were losing weight.
I was losing weight, and it's also, I was losing weight, and at that time I was also being stigmatized by people in university, so it was
especially because they know.
So it was it was a situation where so it's for me, imagine telling 21-year-olds, 19-year-olds that, okay, I have HIV, but we can live beyond that. It's tricky, because they're probably coming from a situation where they've been taught that if you with someone who's HIV positive, you're going to get it immediately. So me explaining the fact that I'm undetectable, all this medication like PrEP they can take, it's going in and out of their ears,
And how's dating? Are you dating?
I am dating now.
Ooh.
Hey.
Hey, Masai?
Yes. I am dating now.
How was that? Like, let's talk about the first time you were like
disclosed,
like not to your current partner, but like just like to the first boyfriend that you had to share your status with. Have you been rejected? Has your relationship ended because of that? And how was
let me
that?
see. First guy I ever disclosed to. So I'm like, this is TMI, but I'm gonna say, so the first guy I ever disclosed to was in high school. We didn't do anything, but at the time I was not educated on what sexual health is. So as soon as I found out, that's when I disclosed to him. I'm like, okay, cool, I was born with that, please go test. He took it very well. So for me, that was like, okay, cool. But in university, I would say probably one guy rejected me, but it was one of those situations where obviously he's the first guy you see in university, the popular kid, which is someone you should never go for.
Of course.
Yeah. I think he was just like, nah, I don't want the HIV virus in me, you know? Or things like, or he would tell like his friends to stay away from me because I have the 3 letters. You see, things like that. Obviously, I take rejection and then I cry. I'm a crier. I'll cry. Then I'll come back TikTok, make it dark humor, because it's like I went through that, you know, being called 3 letters or I'm walking with AIDS, you know, things like that. I've went through them, so I'm just like, I'll take it and then.
Because rejection is painful whether you have HIV or not. When someone is rejecting, especially when you're being vulnerable and telling them the honest truth about what you're going through, and then they reject you, it feels. So the other one, Odwako High School, why did you say to him he must test?
Obviously it's high school, both 18. I wouldn't say anything sexual happened, but I was just like, dude, because I was not even educated. I even thought kissing he might get. I was like, dude, please go. And which is not true. You can't get it through kissing. But I was just like, let me just disclose, you know. But yeah, from that, it went to a few other guys that did also reject me. But right now I'm dating. But it's a bit more easier for me. I don't even like using the word easier, but so when it comes to HIV, there's 2 types. I was born with it, and then those people that are infected with it. I have a bit more of a privilege because I was born with it, because people have that shame instead of someone that was infected. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah. So with me, I can say that I was born with it, and it might be a bit easier even if I'm rejected. It's actually something that I hate when they say there's a good and the bad side of HIV. Well, we're all living with HIV, you know?
It doesn't matter how you got it.
Yeah. So when it comes to disclosing, I don't like answering the question how I got it, because I don't believe that if I disclose to you, even if we're friends, I don't believe that you should ask me how did I get it. I feel like it just adds on to, I just believe it just adds on to the stigma. So rather don't say, you know? Yeah. But with my current partner, it's also a bit easier because I'm on social media. So they can either see a video of me, and then from that video, they can decide if they want to or not. Yeah.
And how's your relationship? Because I can only imagine, I'm sure Lene, he's getting stigmatized. And I'm sure there's people saying things about him because he's in a relationship with you. His family, his friends.
Yeah.
Why let's say therapy?
I don't know. And they're like, I'm just like,
you know what I mean? Especially like if he clearly loves you.
Yeah.
I think. So, but I'm saying that whatever that you are going through, it will affect him.
It will, most definitely, because it's small things. Like I don't show him on social media because I think I showed him once and people automatically assumed he infected me, even though never again. It happened like 3 years ago. I don't show on Instagram. But with our relationship, I think from the start I was pretty strict when it comes to our sexual health plan, because the goal here is for him not to get infected and for me to not also get infected, because there's also other STIs, right? So our goal is always he has to be on PrEP. If things were ever to get advanced, let's say we both choose not to use protection, he would also have to be on PrEP. So PrEP is medication to ensure he doesn't get it.
So can one be on PrEP full time, or only when you have unprotected sex? Full time.
Yeah. So there's also stigma around PrEP so PrEP contains ARVs. So there's also that stigma that like, oh, you're taking ARVs once off, but with PrEP you have to be on it full time.
This is if you are with maybe like you maybe like, let's say when I start a family or something.
Yes, but there are people also take it just in case they don't know someone else's status, so they just take PrEP just to prevent themselves from getting HIV.
So you telling me, Jorge, you talk about it all the time with your partner, and you guys he made his own research and you understand each other.
Yeah, so I feel like I was forced to disclosing, but I was not forced. It was that situation where it's like, can I please see your social media so I can follow each other? So by force, I had to disclose now because I liked them. I was just like, let me just do it now. But my rule with disclosing is to disclose before anything happens, just to make it easier for you. So he saw my social media, then he did his own research and then texted me. Then we talked about it, how he can be safe and how I can be safe.
That's beautiful because I think in our generation it was not going to work like that.
What do you mean? So they just leave in your generation?
I don't know. I can only imagine the way we were, the way we didn't understand it like we do now. I mean, right now, a lot of people are comfortable to speak about their status. Unlike before where it was hidden and you were not allowed to speak about it. What I'm saying is that whether you're HIV or not, as partners, I think it's important for us to go test.
Yes, that's also a thing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially like traditional men, most of the time they don't want to. They just want to get into it.
And it's not healthy. No, I feel like everyone is responsible for their own sexual health plan. Because like I said, as much as I'm positive, you could have something more... because there's other serious STIs than HIV that can possibly infect me. That's why I'm like, sexual health plan is very important for me.
What is your sexual health?
So my sexual health plan consists of me maintaining my U equals U. I don't know if you know what that is. So U equals U is undetectable. So when you're HIV positive and you drink your pills to the point where you cannot transfer the virus to someone else.
Got you.
So that's U equals U. So that's maintaining it. So I've achieved it, which was pretty hard.
Yeah.
But I've achieved it. So it's maintaining my U equals U, being on birth control because right now I'm not ready to have a child.
Yeah.
And obviously for my partner and I to test. I'm talking about a full STI screening test just to make sure we're both good.
Okay.
That's my sexual plan.
Yeah, I think everyone should do it.
Yeah.
Whether you're HIV positive or not, we should test.
Yeah.
And people don't want to test.
They don't. That's the issue. Yeah. That's also what I say when it comes to disclosing. Because I first test the water by bringing up the testing conversation. If someone's like, they've not tested within 3 years, it's a red flag. Close the book and I don't have to disclose because it's not something I want to be part of.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And then how is your, what do you want? What do you want in life? Like, what's your plan going forward?
I obviously want to be a mother,
Yeah.
I just don't think I would want to breastfeed, even though I have U equals U status. I don't want to breastfeed. I think I want my child to be negative. Listen, we're breaking the generational curse right now. I want my child to be negative, so I don't think I would ever want to increase the risk, Yeah. But my plan is obviously just to see where I push content-wise and also because I studied HR, so also maybe do that at the side. Yeah.
And what are some of the things that you see on your social media with your content? Like, do people confide in you?
Yeah.
And one day, don't you want to have like your own little, not school, but like, go into different schools and educating young people about HIV?
I do public speaking where I go in and speak. Yeah. People do confide in me. I think that's why I'm still like continuing because the more people talk, the more I see I'm literally not alone. Because there's cases where someone is born with it or someone has to disclose, they don't know what to disclose, or even when they reach out to ask, how can I be more consistent with my pills, It's just things that show that I'm not alone. I think that's why I keep on pushing my content.
And what was the reason for you not to get the pills the time you were...
Yeah. It was issues with like, I was not in the right space with my parents. So when it came to delivery, there was also that issue. And also it was my first time actually having to do everything this side to find a doctor to confirm dates because I'm on medical aid. So it differs with people who have to collect it through clinics because medical aid has to deliver to my... So there was just complications there, but don't know what they sorted now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So they are, but they are free, right? There are people...
I pay for mine. So ARVs are free, but I
What's the difference?
There's no difference. I've just been on medical aid for so long. Yeah.
So the free one and the one that you get medical aid is the same.
It does the same. It does literally the same thing. I'm just on my parents' medical aid, so it's how it's always been done since I was young. Yeah. That medication is just delivered to me.
Yeah. And what are the worst side effects of taking ARVs?
Oh, from my experience, when I was on like the second line regimen. So second line regimen is when you take 2 types of tablets. So you take one in the morning and the night. I think I would just hallucinate. It was just horrible because I would combine them. I grew up drinking my pills at the same time, the morning and the night. So everything was fine until matric. When I did it, that's when I started hallucinating, maybe not even being able to sleep. Those were my side effects until I got moved to the first line treatment, which is when you take one type of tablets. So the one that I'm currently on is fine. It even made me be undetectable. I'm good with that. So far, I'm not suffering with any
There's
side effects.
No side effects and nothing.
No.
Yeah, so they must be paired with contraceptives, I think.
What do you mean? It's everyone's choice. When it comes to birth control, everyone has a different opinion about it. I just choose to be in birth control.
Yeah. And then the contraceptives, they don't do anything to you.
No, I'm on the patch method. I don't know if you know it. I'm on the patch.
I know the patch.
Yeah.
The patch made me skinny.
Really?
I lost so much weight when I was on the patch.
Really? No, your body adapted like that.
Yeah, I think contraceptives for me, I lose weight.
Damn. So you only tried the patch?
I've tried anything. I've been around my sister. I was married, so
yeah,
I didn't want a child. I
was
on the injection.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's not good for us. The depot, the 3 months one.
With the depot, it's not good if you've not had a child. That's what I know.
Yeah, I didn't have a child.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I stopped, and then I went on the pill because I have adult acne.
Oh, okay.
So it was helping me to balance my hormones.
Yeah.
And then I stopped, and then I had a child. I haven't been on contraceptives in a while. I don't need
them. It's your choice, man. That's what I'm saying. It's your choice. Yeah. Because with me, I know that there's certain birth control I cannot take with my pills, but I'm not sure which one.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Is it okay for them to be paired? Like that there won't be any clash when you're pairing the ARV the contraceptives?
I think that's a conversation with like a doctor. Because with me, it was just like, can I be on the patch? Like, there's no issues.
So you had to find out from the doctor about which ones. Okay. And then what you're studying now, what do you want to be when you're grown up already, but like, you know,
when I'm old,
when you're older.
Oh, I just want money, guys. I don't know. I think yes. I don't know. With HR, I'm still trying to wing. I'm doing an upskilling program where I'm working right now. I'm like full-time content creator. Not something that I want. Yeah. But content creation forever does be at the side. But HR is what I want to do. Yeah.
Have you been bullied on social media?
Yes, especially on Instagram. But the thing is, you're coming to my account saying things to me. I can say them back to you, you know? So
Instagram is totally different
than TikTok. Instagram is harsh, but I can give back because we're both strangers at the end of the day communicating.
Yeah. What's the saddest thing that you've ever read on Instagram that someone said to you?
So the thing is, I don't know how, I'm not reaching the American audience. And when it comes to HIV in America, it's two different things. In America, most people believe you get HIV through a gay spouse. Yes, so it's two different things. So the American audience is now coming towards me claiming that I slept with someone that identifies as gay. So it's two different things. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot that I'm going back and forth. But something mean, let me think. I won't say it's mean. I think the whole private medication about that there's a cure, I should stop speaking about this. The whole information that there's a cure, I should stop talking about it. That's mean because like you cannot... Because they will say it in my comment section, and then people that are HIV positive, when I see that, there's a cure, I should stop drinking ARVs. And that's not something I want, you know? So those are the things that I'm just like, it's unnecessary.
So they say that you must stop talking about the ARVs because there's
yes.
cure.
Or they say things like I flex about the fact that I'm HIV positive. I don't know how, my sister. But apparently I flex. I don't know how I flex, but I don't know. Yes, and I'm just like, no, maybe
it's your personality. I think people also we have this thing of even with this podcast. Okay, cool. The topic is about we're expecting tissues. We're expecting because we're not the same.
Yeah.
So I think it's your personality because I've seen you.
I
forgot to take my ARVs. So people always want to associate certain things with you
bragging and stuff. Yeah,
looking. Not like a baddie.
Not looking like basically the idea of how you're supposed to look like when you're HIV positive. Yeah.
So I think that's why maybe they think that you are flexing. It's just maybe
I'm just like how
your personality. Yeah. You have accepted. You are fine. You're living with the challenges. And that's your life.
That's the weird part. Because I'm just like, how do I flex? Like I always say, I'll never push people to get infected. That's what does that even mean? But I'm here to just spread awareness and to talk, to communicate the ways you can be informed about it. Yeah.
And then obviously the podcast is about motherhood and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's say your mom is watching this episode. What is that one thing that you've never actually said to her that you would say, listen, mama, I was actually not trying to create any problems in your life. This is like, what is that one thing you would say to your mom if she's watching this podcast?
I'll say to my mom that, like, I get it. I'm a woman. So when people are like, am I mad at her? Maybe at times, but other times I'm like, she was just the girl who by mistake, trusted the wrong person and infected her, That's why I would say to my mom for her not to be hard when, let's say, she comes across content that are blaming her. Because I try my best never to even post my family. Because I'll post my little brother and then people are going to assume he's also positive, but he's negative,
Yeah.
I think with my mom, she should never be too hard on herself, It's life.
Yeah, it's life, and it happens to all of us.
Unfortunately, it should not be happening, but it happens. There's really things like just focusing on what you really can control right now.
Yeah. And what do you want in life?
In terms of what, like right now?
Like, if ask me.
What do you want in life right now?
Peace.
No. Yeah. I just want to be happy, man, you know? Yeah. Not just focus on things I can't control, be happy and have a family of my own, you know? Yeah. I think with me, it's going to be a bit tricky when I have to disclose to my kids because they're obviously going to see these stuff on the internet. So that's the thing with me.
Have you thought that far?
I have. I think with me, say, like, conversation about the bees and the birds is going to start off in a very early age, maybe throughout. Yeah, I've thought about that.
And have you had a conversation with your grandparents about sex?
Oh, it's black people, these ones. They don't want to hear about sex. That was my chat. That like, okay, you're telling me I'm positive. How do I disclose to a partner? How does sex work with me and my partner, you know? So it's things that I had to figure out by myself. It's all, you know?
So go high school thing, how was it? Because I get varsity is different.
Yeah.
Go high school after you told that boyfriend Ole, alo tester.
Yeah.
Did he go around telling
That was
people?
Also my fear. So one of the reasons that made me come out, because I was like, listen, this is a guy that likes things. He's probably telling the whole of Ermelo right now. So I have to come out. I was also stressed. He probably didn't, because I did ask him. But that's the thing, also giving someone that like space or that like that thing to tell other people freaks me out more, because you're not allowed to tell someone else's status. It's not your place, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just beat him to it. And I'm just like, I'm out there, you know?
And you did well.
Thank you.
Here we are today having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was just like scrolling on my TikTok, and I think more than anything, I admire your you being brave, and also the strength that you have. I think with different people.
Yeah.
And someone somewhere out there has the same situation as you, and they're scared to come out. And I think you are representing, it's not flexing. I think you are representing those who feel like there's no way out. I'm gonna die, and my mom did this, and now it's coming to me, and then now my life is gonna be over. And it's not. Look at you. It's the beginning. You have a partner. You are in school. You want beautiful things for yourself, and I think that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
What do we do?
Clack it.
Thanks for watching Mommy Diaries.